enough leniency here.
Yeah, well, I would, to a certain degree, would even call that it's not enough leniency then. But going into the ban phase, I do think we might be seeing at least one of the teams ban a Lion.
Well, Jackal, so...
Okay. Well, that's one of the Roam clear.
Yeah, potato, right? So now we move into Extricity, who's going to get straight into their ban. They know exactly who they're going to be after. And it's a Maverick. So no line, but Roam clear is... at least one Roam clear is gone.
Yeah.
What are we thinking for the bans on the defensive side? Mirror?
Yeah, probably Mirror or Echo. Oh, okay. Valkyrie, okay. That is a ban against Magnet. The man loves his Valkyrie plays quite a lot, so this is a good choice.
All right, and the last ban from Fnatic, who are going to take their sweet time. There we go. Surely, are we going to see that mirror ban that we see? So no, the Echo. So there we go. We got Echo and Valk out on the defensive side. Maverick and Jackal. That eliminates some factors, but what are you feeling? Stock standard?
No, actually, at this point, this won't be a stock standard. Since Mira managed to slip in through the ban phase, this would allow a completely different setup for both teams on their defenses. And whereas for the offense, this is more or less of a stock standard. Maverick has been becoming more and more of a prevalent ban, as he offers quite a good way to get past the Kaid charged hatches. And with just as I say that, Lusty does decide to bring Kaid. That was quite successful, actually, back on the previous matchup.
There we go, the mirror. So this should be a lot of fun to see how we're gonna be holding this from Fnatic. But anyway, first map underway, Cthulhu. I want to get your thoughts straight away. What do we think? Is this Extricity or Fnatic?
Ooh, I'd call Fnatic. But I'd call also something along the lines of 7-5, 7-4.
Okay, so we're going to have a close, tight matchup.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, I'm quite excited because not many people might know Extricity, who are just joining from potentially other regions or those who don't really follow the competitive scene that closely. But Extricity are one of those dark horses at the moment in the competitive scene, just due to the fact that not all of the players are yet to be over 18 or 18 years old. So they have been always kind of under the radar, playing go forward, playing as many comps as possible within the region, but were not allowed within CL or PL.
That kind of changes the whole dynamic of your team, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
A little bit
okay, that is a peculiar setup from Magnet. No cover, no soft cover from the mirror window. So just straight away, if needs to blast off, the man will blast off. And the full straightaway control as well of the open area, which that is a very good and very explosive start. For some reason, actually reminds me of the Zealous versus Orgless game yesterday, which pretty much was showing a similar approach from the underdog team.
Have a wait and see. Obviously, they are going to be coming into this underdogs. There's no doubt about that one. See how they're going to be able to. So there we go. Thatcher and Habana both. Habana, yep, straight through. Looking for the early openings. Pretty stock standard.
Yeah, but what is not stock standard is the timing, because there's already just even less than half a round already gone. They're already popping open the hatches, which could prove to have plenty of the peaking capabilities. But what is interesting to me is that the server control has not been even potentially claimed, which might be all part of the very intricate setup for Extricity.
Well, looks like they're going to be coming in from, as you said, server room, opening straight up on toward the A side. Now got opportunities with, of course, that double hard entrance. They're going to be live droning, as they might actually make room for Shabs to start pushing in here. Bomb on the back, so whether they actually go for this, they will have to wait for the remainder. There's the smoke coming out, giving them a little bit more cover. Magnet just going to be tapping. It is going to be the early smoke. Bomb being deployed, which pushes Shabs back through. All things remain pretty simple right now. No one really giving too much from either side.
Yeah, well, for now, it's Ace's job to just keep on using up his smoke grenades for as long as possible. There is the hole opened up as Shab's just getting continuously tagged up. Geo just pushes in, gets the better of Magnet. That is the mirror off the board, and as well as the C4. Rizraz needs to keep a keen eye out, but all the asphyxiating bolt, now that's a lot of damage.
It's a really nice read coming through. Yeah, Geo's going to have to try and stick this. Will he be able to push in time? No, Tigers is there for the support. Alu shutting down Aces, making their way back in towards that A site. Virtue, can they get done here? They've got too many angles to try and clear. Surely that can't be enough, and Rizraz will go down directly after Virtue, and that was an extremely nice take for Extricity to start with.
Indeed, a fantastic turn of events as Extricity, just managed to roll off the momentum, albeit that it nearly got choked by the fact that Rizraz was holding a very long angle with the Maestro, but that all was, I guess, part of the plan, as it was nearly a flawless round from Extricity, just bringing this over to themselves. Albeit that Fnatic are prompting to go to the local CCTV room once again, as they are not agreeing yet and not ready to give this site up.
Okay, it's going to be swapped out for Mirror, so obviously not going to be a similar setup, but somewhat similar in that regard, with Mirror maybe keeping that vision in towards CCTV from lockers.
Certainly, yes. Mirror would still be used for the similar purpose, but this time it is Lusty rather than Magnet on the mirror, and Magnet will be playing on a Legion, which dictates to us rather the fact that Magnet might be also on a lookout for the flanks and potentially holding the either main staircase or the service stairs, which in return should be able to net him a nice stall of the round.
Yeah, well, do you think we're going to see any contention in towards that first floor at all? Do you think maybe Magnet's going to hold up for a little bit longer, or is that just going to be the him backing away after this?
It would be rather him attempting to deal some damage with either goo mines or maybe a couple of pre-fire shots, but I don't think he will be sticking that much, at least within the open area, albeit that Brady is setting up a full-on anchor position at the archive, so maybe I might be wrong, actually.
Fair enough. Magnet going to be staying somewhat aggressive. Both hatches open this time, so they've still got that double hard breach set up on the attacking side with that Thatcher to try and clear out what would have been Kaid had they have held on to it, but that 6th pick Kaid for Mirror instead.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Arlo will be the one making his way over. The full control of the second floor CEO office has been taken, as Extricity managed to read in onto that hold quite well, but that whole control of the ground floor has been actually already forfeited. Interesting.
Top down with Extricity maybe putting too much pressure on Magnet there to stick around, you reckon?
I actually think that this was rather like a pre-planned ruse, just having, let's say, a couple of barricades set up, maybe one ADS sacrificed, just to kind of make a statement that, yeah, we might be able to hold it. But the moment that happened, they just bailed off and wasted quite a chunky amount of time, because if you take a look, server control has not been taken at all. Only now Extricity are starting to make their way over to the hatches, and same as the main staircase.
So taking their time in doing so as well. Shab's obviously live droning for Geo to open up a little bit more. Shab's is going to be coming alongside, now starting to push back in towards server room. They will gain a fair bit of control of it. Actually, when I say a fair bit, pretty much all control needed, so they will be able to find that narrow hallway directly through from right where Magnet's at.
Magnet trying to deny the breach, but that won't help, as the short crouch hole will be just enough for Shabs to go for the plant. So far, Extricity, even after a slight disruption, might be looking into setting up a nice, good push.
Tossing EMP grenade.
I'm not too sure what was that grenade for, though.
Cover me. Reloading.
Panicky muted.
That is totally my bad.
Either way, we are back to 13 seconds to go as the gas grenades keeps on coming out and wasting time. Lusty is all prepped up and ready. Arlo is still wreaking havoc from behind. The plant needs to go down. 4 seconds left to go. They need to stick it as the P4 did get shot out. Oh, the plant will be going down. Shabs getting the better of Aces. Rizraz trading out the double kill onto Shabs and Arlo. 3 versus 2 as he gets down by Digital, holding the angle from above it, and is all up to Lusty to try to make it work for himself with already quarter of a timer gone. My goodness. That was quick.
Quicker than what they would have liked, I think. Really nicely done to deny that C4 from coming over the top. That would have been the game, well, the round done and set, but that bomb plant right at the last second, the smoke was very cheeky. At least the bomb plant goes down and, well, they play directly after. Cthulhu, that was, again, nicely done by Extricity. That is now 2 rounds in a row they've been able to secure lockers and CCTV.
Yeah, definitely. And Teller's Office and Archives will be now the showcase that Fnatic seeming to be not very satisfied about how they hold the CCTV. They will be switching it up a little bit. Virtue bringing in a pulse this time, and Rizraz swapping over to Vigil, which could potentially tell us that Fnatic will be attempting to go with a bit of a more aggressive roam play.
We'll wait and see as we do get to the workshop phase. Obviously, a large portion, sorry, of that second floor is pretty much workshoppable. completely open for those top access. So, you reckon we'll see top down kind of eliminating that outside play from Extricity, ensuring that those lurks aren't really hanging around too long?
Well, that's what you will want as an Extricity player. You would want to completely out any reach from outside the plant from Fnatic and ensure that they wouldn't be able to make any kind of retake and return to the site, which I think they will be able to pull it off, but without the proper roam clear utilities, say Dokubi or even Lion at this point, this might be a bit of a challenge to pull off.
So again, the double hard breach of Burner Thermite, and it's been a pretty similar setup every round so far from Extricity, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been indeed a very stable one, and good coordination as well from Extricity, comparing them to the team of a caliber that is Fnatic. This is definitely a good form for them.
Like we thought, top down for Extricity, starting to take a little bit more control. They just see the shoulder of Aces, but gets away just in time, so some information gained either way. However, no real impact that's going to echo on through. Maybe that Aces is half HP, but if you tap heads, doesn't really matter.
What is interesting to me, though, is how quickly the position of the CEO office has been given up, is due to the fact how viable that vertical play is from above. So maybe we'll be seeing a slightly different turn of events, but as it stands right now, it is only Aces who is holding the angle on site.
So Shabs going to be opening up the bank account for this round. However, Aces waits for Shabs to try and push on over the top. Lusty on the fast trade, coming straight in from Towers. Might actually be able to catch the secondary flanker, but Shabs just finds the head of Lusty. And still with those 2 hard breaches up, does give them a lot of room to move, but the time is slowly starting to fear.
Yeah, with only 1 man advantage, and right now Extricity could be looking into a potential win as Tigers already catches a Magnet on rotation, and that leaves all up to Virtue. The Pulse player of Fnatic could be able to net himself a kill. There it is onto Geo. The plant will be going down. Another one onto Tigers as Diffuser still gets successfully planted. It is all up to Shabs to try to stop the machine. That is Virtue.
Jeez Louise, 1v3, and he's already brought it back into what is a doable situation with Virtue slowly starting to clear out in towards Teller's office. knows full well that already opening up into that office hallway could be an issue, but here comes the gadget from Pulse to try and find your last remaining member, but Shabs is completely far away, does not want to take that close engagement, and that's going to force him out to the open. Easy kill to come through, maybe not. Oh no, Virtue, does he have it?
No, I don't think he
No.
does actually, no.
Jeez Louise.
Shabs was so close to actually nearly throwing that. If he pushed out a little bit earlier, that would have been a bit of a tilting moment for Extricity to lose. But no, nonetheless, Extricity are continuing round 4 and a 3-point streak win. Oh, mommy.
Yeah, well, that's a huge start for Extricity, and again, just running that similar setup that we've seen time and time again, not really changing anything, and they're happy to stick that way. Some very serious concerns for Fnatic as a 3-0 start. Will they be able to claw this back, or is Extricity just going to bully them out of the server?
I'm tempted to say the latter, but at the same time, I feel like, yeah, I'm tempted to say the latter, but at the same time, maybe Fnatic will be having maybe they finally going to open up the strat book?
Well,
maybe.
it'll be interesting to see how they start to adapt to this, because obviously Extricity right now are just completely dominating these rounds. And even though Virtue nearly brings that back from the 1v3, you know, still it was in that 1v3 situation. So all props going toward that attacking side so far, and maybe a bit more pressure being applied this round, but it's looking like a pretty similar setup to me.
Looking at the chat as well, I'm seeing more and more of the copy pastas in favor of Extricity, which is definitely a feels-good moment to see more and more people supporting the different teams rather than it's just a complete takeover of one team in chat. But apart from that, really, this seems like, oh, not too sure what's exactly the play here. Oh, a double mirror setup. Oh, mommy. Could be interesting to witness. There we go. Just a little bit of a late setup, so potentially Extricity could play off that very initially this misorganized play, but this will be a very long angle that Lusty is prepping up. So interesting to see how this will work out.
That's all the way from Lockers, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's all the way from Lockers, indeed.
Oofed. Oofed. So we'll wait and see whether the impact does come on through, and no real contestation for server yet again. They're going to allow them to push on through. Well, so far, Rizraz actually just on the other side, so looking, there we go, straight on through with that pulse. A lot of information being transferred back across toward Fnatic, which, you know, this is a similar play to what we were seeing earlier from Extricity, so at this point you'd have to be expecting this one.
Yeah, well, with that in mind, though, the breach has already happened with minute 20 to go. So, Shabs will be the one making his way again. He will be the one to go in for the plan. The first gas grenade comes out to bait out. There's a C4 as well, a little bit mistimed as well from Magnet, but they still have 2 more digital on the push from that. Wait, how do they have that angle? Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what just happened then, but he's just being an absolute nuisance from above there in those hatches. It's making life incredibly hard. Rizraz obviously getting a lot of information, but, you know, is that information being used wisely? So Shabs is going to stick that plan with only 3 seconds left. He might be able to go through the smoke, but oh my word, just manages to stay alive. He'll tag out for Tigers, who 30 seconds left. I believe there's only 1 smoke bomb left for Ace, so this might be it.
Well, another C4 comes out. This time we'll be claiming Tigers as live. So 4 versus 4 just like that with 17 seconds left to go. Only 1 more Nitro Cell left to go, and the plant needs to start beat set it up. There's a C4 coming out. Oh, shot out of the air as well. Virtue getting the better of Arlo. Shabs getting a double kill for himself. Digital cleaning up the floor. The plant will be going down as Aces will not be able to prevent the plant as the push gets the headshot onto Geo. The plant diffuser is starting up, but the pros won't be faking as Digital will be getting the better of Aces. Oh my goodness. What is this?
Yeah, no, that was a very interesting round. I actually think Geo managed to bait out that secondary nitro cell by fake planning running back through before. I don't know whether it was shot out. I'm bamboozled as to what's happened there because it sounded like it went off. So regardless, again, successfully Extricity take for a third time lockers and CCTV. That one not even in... It hasn't even looked close, Cthulhu, in that basement.
Not at all, as yeah, it seems like Extricity just going full fire right now. But I'm curious to see whether this will be a very quick match on the side of Extricity, since it is their pick, so it's a much more prevalent for them. But I'm curious as to if Extricity can push this on their defense when they're going to be moving on, because looking at the scoreline, 5 kills for almost the whole team.
It's looking very nice. There's those mute jammers coming out from Aces. Is that a small adaptation? Have we seen mute so far?
Yeah, could be. Well, it is definitely a much different setup to what we saw before on the upstairs defense. So maybe not. We'll find that out within just only a couple seconds, as the action phase is just starting back up.
There we go. A little bit more forward play from Fnatic, possibly. We'll wait and see whether they decide to do so. Raz just going to be holding in from front desk there. Tiger's getting in very early to start to take control. Room. Stock is now somewhat open, however I believe the ADS had been deployed in there, so might keep them at bay for a moment longer. Looks like they might be going through that bottom floor trying to take in toward the top area, but Virtue, he's making sure that at the very least basement is completely clear, taking their time on this one. Definitely a lot of areas that Extricity need to be aware of.
Indeed, I would have to agree with you on this one, Manic, as now Arlo will be the one to be open a couple of holes in the floor to see maybe he could catch maybe a couple of more of the Fnatic players off guard here. But as it stands for now, there's not much to be done apart from just going in for the breach, just sending it. Hopefully send the...
Ooh, Geo's going to have to worry about 2 players right now, and that'll be punished. That's the Hibana down. However, they've still got Thatcher up, and with Thatcher already opening up in towards that A bomb site, CEO now needs a little bit more attention. Magnet just hiding ever so delicately in janitor. Lou getting further information, now going to be swapping that into the secondary drone and ensuring that there's no flanks coming through as Tigers starting to clear furthermore of that bottom floor, but Rizraz is there waiting. Minute left on the clock and only 2 players left here.
Yeah, this could be the first round on the bank where Fnatic might actually claim this back, as Arlo and Digital are the last man standing, like you mentioned. I think Arlo is quite knowledgeable about the positioning of Magnet, and he will be paying with his life, as well as Lusty will be finally claiming his life. Pretty peculiar angle from up on the stairs. That is nasty. Wow.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
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 So, there we go. Finally a round on the board for Fnatic, as we do head into the final round of the defensive side. We will, I dare say, not see a single change from Extricity. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, and they will go with the exact same setup. Fnatic looking to head back down into lockers and CCTV, which out of 3 attempts, all 3 have been a failure to defend.
But this time, once again, they bring in a completely different lineup as well. Rizraz this time will be grabbing the controls of Mirror. Magnet on the dog, so potentially some spawn peaks / long angles. And Lusty is on an alibi, so that would be meaning either roam game or a much more extensive hold in the server, which was essentially the bane of Fnatic for a very long time.
Well, 20 seconds left of that first prep phase, well, rather the last prep phase that Fnatic are going to see on this map. Like you said, we do need to, well, we don't need to, but we have seen an adaptation made with bringing in Alibi for the first time this matchup. Demolition Derby from Aces.
Indeed. Well, Lost Ace is going to be preparing his the throwing hole for his smoke babes. Lusty will be getting a bit more of a positioning at the open area. Oh, nearly has his head taken down as well by the pre-fire from Geo, but apart from that, really, Extricity will be once again attempting to take initially the full control of upstairs.
This is pretty much what we've seen is that top down. There we go. Magnet's going to be baiting out. Needs to be careful, however. They do get the information being 2 alibi holograms just sitting side by side, so the spray and pray not going to be working out for Extricity at this point.
Exactly. Magnet needs to be extra cautious about how he goes for the pick. As at the moment, so many ADSs are chewing up. Nice shot onto Shabs, will be able to take him down, but Digital is already hungry to get back at Magnet, and getting back he will. Before with already just over half a round to be remained.
A lot of utility used to try and flush Magnet out there, which, I mean, eventually they do successfully, but oh, Tigers didn't completely clear it out. Will be able to spot Rizraz out, so now brought back to a 3v4. The only problem is there's 2 players low on Extricity, and that's going to be, oh no, it is starting to show small gaps in this as Lusty picks up 2. The Lurks are playing off an absolute wonder. The bomb, obviously the bomb site's on the basement floor, while we're still heavily contesting that second floor.
Exactly, as Geo just revealed his position, this will be allowing the 2 wild dogs of Fnatic, being Lusty and Virtue, to just go full on out. 46 seconds, so it still can be working out quite well, but Lusty's already there, and Geo is completely unaware and will be caught with his pants down. All up to Arlo to try to clutch this up. It seems that the momentum is slowly being lost out by Extricity, and that is not what they would want right now, especially on their map pick.
No, not when it looked so damn good to begin with. It feels like maybe they adapted into the wrong area, and that's just, again, this round's got to be done and dusted, which it will be. Ace's smoke will eventually clear him out, and that's 4-2 being the scoreline when it was a 4-0 start for Extricity.
Yeah, but, well, either way, second half going in with a 2-point advantage is still going to be a good go for Extricity, all things considered, just for the sheer fact that they have a little bit of a room for mistake. But it's not as big as they would have wanted it, probably, but still, it's there. So hopefully for their execution, they can perform well, whereas for Fnatic, they will need to start bringing up their game. The sooner the better.
That's it. So no IQ. Sledge going to be coming in as that 6th pick. Yeah, he got swapped out for Cade. So we will see eventually that bomb site down in towards lockers and CCTV. And what are you thinking? A similar setup from what we saw from Fnatic, do you think? Well, without
Definitely not.
minus mirror.
Definitely, this will be a different setup. I feel that this will be the Extricity's kind of flagship defense with the way how they set it up. Well, about to set it up. I feel that this could enforce them playing a much more flexible game with a whole lot more roaming, as bringing in Shabs as a castle for the ground floor defense is pretty much exactly what they would need. It's just plenty of room and plenty of ground to cover and to be able to play off.
As you literally just touched on, we can see Castle there making it a little bit more difficult for Fnatic to make their way through. So they are looking like they're going to take a lot of that first floor, the ground floor control. Fnatic will maybe have to look at this from the top down.
Yeah. They will also need to be very extra cautious about how they would approach the open area push, as things might get heated up quite quickly if the timing won't be in their favor like it was back on Clubhouse against Sleeper Gaming.
Two completely different play styles on that defense. So here's that K going to be waiting for the secondary, and that's going to completely nullify Hibana's charge. Big. Very big.
Big brain. One more artillery electrical will be saved up, actually, as one more. I believe that will be the hatch overlooking into CCTV will be now reinforced and kited. And as well as that, with the smoke gone, this could be quite a pain for Fnatic to get through all those castle barricades, as they're going to prove to be quite a big hindrance.
With that, he's still roaming around. Lusty going to be able to capitalize on that sitting into ward lone. However, look at this aggressive hold from Arlu into ward server. That's going to make Fnatic's life a little bit more difficult. Do they go for that hatch play across on that far northeastern side? But Virtue, for now, needs to wait for the support of Thatcher. But I do believe there's one more claw coming through from Cade, so that's going to be a real problem, and that actually might completely shut down Virtue's opportunity to cut in straight into CCTV.
Indeed, it certainly looks like it, as Virtue decides to not even prompt for it. Instead, he will be breaching over the server hatch, which will be forcing Arlo to get back to the side, which already proved to drain just enough time, as just look at this, only now with less than 30 seconds, Fnatic going in for the breach.
Now he says a Magnet playing side by side, but look how close Arlu is. He's not going to waste any time with that C4. It does actually make the diffuser. If he goes aggressive here, he might actually catch the secondary player in Magnet. It's running so low. He's going to be able to deny both of the players, and that is huge from Arlo. That basically won the round single-handedly to deny all access into CCTV. What a play.
My goodness, that was so well executed by Extricity, as they showing just that they taking no hostages, no remorse whatsoever on Bank. 5-2 against Fnatic. That is actually impressive.
I'm not gonna lie, that was so filthy that entire round. That was just so well played from Extricity, from start to finish.
I also want to point out the whole production room chat is just going absolutely off, because this is like, the boys are hungry for the kills. The boys are hungry. But the issue right now for Extricity is that they are still yet to become 18 to qualify for CL or PL. But if that happens, if they stick with the current roster, please tell me. I want to see them. I would love to watch them play both on CL. They will most definitely, with this skill, make to PL. Mark my words.
Well, if they're putting up performances like this, only a short amount of time. Obviously, the only thing holding them back is that age restriction, isn't it?
Yes, there is a age restriction, so for Challenger League and Pro League, you need to be 18 and over to play that. I believe.
Interesting. Well, here we go. Prep phase now done and dusted. They did swap out the Mozzie for a Jaeger, I do believe. So, on the first floor with tellers and archives.
Yeah, Digital playing a bit of a cautious game in the open area in hopes of trying to catch some gamers off guard. But for now, this will be quite a stock standard to actually hold in the CEO office just to drain as much time as possible. Shabs is completely unaware that Rizraz might be already having the angles on him.
Oh,
he just crossover. Oh! Nearly clicks the head. Oh my Jesus, just dodging bullets like crazy. Shabs continuing to just play a toy with death. Will be able to get out for a little bit.
So the second floor might actually need to be conceded at this point, but Arlo and Shabs are sticking around for a little bit longer. Shabs is holding, posted up on the line, straight in the CEO. They now need to be very careful how they approach this one with Rizraz just on the outside. Still see being cheeky.
Oh.
That's going to be the nade, but it just doesn't make it through the window. That could have been deadly. Tigers taking down Lusty with a nice C4. They're now going to pitch in towards Magnet, and they take him down as well. 3 players left on the side of Fnatic. And that is a huge... My God, from bad to worse, Cthulhu.
Oh, did you see the major getaway that they have? Shabs just legging it out there, and then just runs in, gets the double kill. I'm just lost for words at this point. The amount of big brain plays that there are is just absolutely fantastic. Arlo just completely blinded. Will be legging out of here. The man manages to dodge as well. How? How is that allowed?
Oh,
and he manages to get the aces as well.
How, man? How is this happening? Virtue, man. This is... He's going to try to pick up the rest of the pieces that Fnatic have dropped all over the floor. He won't even be able to get past Arlu, who closed out with the last 2 kills of the round. What a rep again from Extricity.
Oh my goodness.
That literally could not have gone any better then.
Oh yeah. That is the pitch perfect. That was the pitch perfect execution for Extricity. I'm amazed. That is match point against Fnatic Medic 6-2.
And like the thing is, it's looked so convincing from Extricity. It's not even like, you know, they've just been relying on those frags like we thought maybe they were going to. The strats on this map have been unreal, both attacking and defensive.
Exactly. Just the sheer coordination, the sheer... I don't know, I feel that calling this luck is not giving this enough justice. This was very well executed, very well timed, and the moment they sensed that they need to get the hell out, they got the hell out.
Yep. Definitely an element of the... You know, maybe you can talk about luck, but it's, like you said, the execution of this has been everything so far. So, you know, sit there and ah, but at the end of the day, what a performance so far. However, they've still got 4 rounds for Fnatic to actually bring this one back. It's not out of the realms of possibilities, but the way that Extricity have been taking to the Fnatic roster, I cannot see them pulling this back.
Oh man, I'm still left speechless after that round. That's like, but if Fnatic would have played like they play on LAN, this should not have happened. In any case, that should not have been allowed. But nonetheless, though, we will be seeing a CEO office defense from Janitor's and Janitor's Closet as well, hold from Digital, aka Diglett, as the man, the myth himself, will be prepping up to hold the Janitors as well as the entrance to the stocks, potentially even.
So Rizraz again on the northern side of the building. Saw this exact same position from Rizraz before, but didn't really pay off. Gio's just going to be playing in the tight corner from CEO.
Yeah, well, this time Riz is running with the Zephyr rather than Sledge, so he will be able to get rid of those. Sorry, I got sidetracked a little bit. Yeah, the impact grenades from Zephyr should work out quite well.
Looks like Gio's actually completely conceded CEO for now. Just on the, you said, janitor role. He might be on mop-up crew as well if need be.
It looks like it is. Tigers will be in a little bit of a pickle as it stands. Oh, Gio, nice, crisp, clean lock onto Rizraz's head, but not before Virtue will be able to respond back on Shabs for a little bit of a revenge story there. Finally, we'll be taking him down, but Tigers will get straight traded away as soon as he takes out Virtue. Magnet hitting another one before Arlo gets the so many trades coming out. Digital so low on health against fully healthy Lusty and Aces. Shots needs to come out. Oh, he does reveal his position. The prefire will be coming out as Lusty at the best timing possible will be getting the better of Digital. All up to Arlo to try to clutch this up, but he's getting relayed so much information in there as well as the bulletproof camera is just working out well.
Some pre-fire through towards CEO. Being stuck as well. So now post-plan situation, a 1v2, no utility left on the side of Arlo. He needs to try to pull this back with his wits and his will. But this position from Lusty, this has to be it. See you later, Alligator, and that's going to be a third round on the board for Fnatic.
Indeed. Very well done by Fnatic as a good execute and good take, managing to trade it out, albeit that it was a little bit too close to their comfort zone, I'd say. Having it a 2v1 was definitely not what they would have wanted right now. But nonetheless, 6-3 scoreline, match point in favor of Extricity. So everything can happen here. Locus CCTV room will be the next choice for the defense.
Now this was the positioning that we saw from them in the previous, looking like they're going to run a very similar setup with that ground floor roam, and I mean it worked an absolute treat last time. I believe they might have even had the had one of the members up in stock, if I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure, but regardless, it's the one site where we saw a huge performance from Extricity, and they're going to need to see it once again. I don't think they've lost on attacking or defensive side.
Well, they just did, I believe. But nonetheless, Extricity setting up the very similar setup of the open area code, where they will have the castle to be playing and delaying as much utility as possible. But what will be needed to be done is to out Rizraz with his soft breach capabilities, because the moment that's going to happen, this will make the life of Fnatic much harder.
So for now, a very similar setup from what we saw. Need in open area with Tigers waiting to reapply the claws when need be. Aren't, however, going to be able to open up the small little area. Now they need to be careful, just the tiniest amount. Printer room is somewhat dirty and they know it full well. Habana's presence, Magnet as well, starting to roam clear out that top floor. More details, more information gained, and pass on to the rest of Fnatic.
Precisely. Digital continuing, attempting to try to kite trick, but will be promptly rotating back to the side. This is the proper usage of the Kite's utility. The moment The moment it's all being exhausted, just rotate back to the side. That's exactly what they've done. Shabs is still holding a very intricate angle at the archives, but will need to start bailing out very soon, as he did get spotted by the drone. He needs to either take the firefights or attempt to bail out, as I do believe that the hatches are still open, so he should be able to get out. He is getting pre-fired from every possible corner. This is not looking all well for him, and then Rizraz will be able to finish him off just like that. The control of the ground floor is now in effect for Fnatic, as the roam clear was much more successful compared to the previous attempt to take the CCTV.
Definitely so. It's looking a little bit better for Fnatic this time around. Loot has been droned out, so he's going to make his way back, maybe a little bit more defensive in server room. Still not entirely sure where that's possible. Digital's, oh, how good's that from Thatcher? The double EMP to allow Habana to be opening up CCTV hatch, and all of a sudden a 3 versus 5, not looking good at all for Extricity.
Not looking good at all, as Gio is now prepping for his gas grenades to be thrown out. Rizraz is quite low in health, as he did get picked up, as Digital potentially might be the next person to go. The smoke grenades coming out, but oh no. That is unfortunate. The smoke grenades will be, though, coming out, so he still has one more to deny it. The C4 comes out, does manage to prevent Virtue to enter, as 4 seconds are being drained. The drop down will be happening. Lusty needs to get the more kills. The plant is being stuck, as the double kill from Gio will be potentially scoring them, but the fuser did get planted. 1v2 situation. Lusty will be trying to get it, but no, it is a 1v1. The disable needs to happen by Tiger. What is happening? That was, my goodness, Aces needs to try to prevent it. Oh, the shot from Tigers will be securing the map, ladies and gentlemen. No way. 7-3 scoreline in the favor of Extricity. What?
Man, what a retake from Tigers and Geo. That double kill coming through from Geo to initiate it was ridiculous, Cthulhu. What? That's a huge start for Extricity in this best of 3 and in this tournament as a whole.
Wow. Look at this. Arlo 10, Digital 9.